the post-match live show, not pre-match. The match has already happened. I'm here with Sophie, Xander, and KG. We're going to be talking about the latest Man United transfer news, as well as obviously the game. We are through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. KG says it was a fantastic game. He was entertained from minute 1 to minute 90, and he's buzzing. And he says that every time we go to Brighton, we always score 3. I don't know what everyone's moaning about. You know what KG's like. Look, guys, before we get into the game, Romano has tweeted when we were live during the game and we were watching the game. And to be fair, I didn't really want to retweet it whilst we were watching the game. But at that point, the game was that bad. I nearly did. But it is about Ousmane Dembele. Man United have now opened talks with Barcelona for Ousmane Dembele. Man United are offering a loan deal for Dembele, while Sancho deal with Dortmund is stalling. Man United also contacted player's agent, putting so much effort into convincing a player who already refused to go to Liverpool on loan in June. Xander, I'll start with you, man. Ousmane Dembele, we've seen the Sancho bid maybe not go in because they thought they're trying to work on it, but it's stalling. Now they're turning their attentions to the backup plan, which looks like it could be Ousmane Dembele. What are you saying about that, bro?
I hope it's a bit of bluff work from United, a little bit of pressure on Dortmund, just to test their resolve, to see if they will crack or not. That's what I hope. But if we do get him in on loan, I think it just is another sign of Manchester United's incompetence at board level to not get the top deals done. I think I keep saying it when we get linked to Telles. That's not a number one target. I think Reguilon was a number one target in that position. Now, I understand that the sort of contract that Real Madrid wanted to sort out with, and that whole situation wasn't good. But regardless, we seem to have an inability to get our number one targets, and so if we get Dembele, I think it's just another example of that. On loan, I think is the only saving grace, because I think to sign him because it would be a big fee for me to sign on a permanent basis. To sign on a big fee for a player of that injury record who's been that inconsistent, that would be very, very worrying. But if you get him in on loan, listen, if it goes completely tits up after a year, you can ship him back out and it's all fine. So I'd rather Dembele than nothing. I would rather than Dembele than nothing. But I think, again, as I said, it's just another sign that United's board is incompetent.
Sophie, King.
Hold on, there's a tweet. There's a tweet, by the way. He's retweeted something just now from Fabrizio Romano. It
was from The Guardian.
Okay.
I'm onto that. He's basically saying, Sophie, that Koeman said, I'm counting on Dembele. He was very good in the first weeks of pre-season, but he had a downturn last week. He trained well today, and I'm counting on him. But these are decisions from the club and the player. So there's something in it for sure. He's missed a hell of a lot of football, Sophie, for such a young age. Big injuries he's had. We talk about Gareth Bale and his injuries. I mean, with what Dembele's had for such a young age, he's been blighted. But if Manchester United are to lose out on Sancho, is it a massive, massive downgrade? Is it panic stations, even if it's a loan, like Xander said?
I think it's already panic stations. I think it's obvious, obviously, we wanted Sancho from the off. It's looking more and more unlikely. I know Mark's saying 90%, and I hope I'm wrong, and it is right, but I cannot see Sancho coming in. And I agree with Sander, if you're not going to get anybody, still feel we're lacking quality going forwards, and a loan, I think, would be a decent shape for Dembele. I'm always concerned about his injuries, like you've mentioned, and I said I don't think I could ever forgive him for that miss against Liverpool in the Champions League.
Oh, don't, yeah.
Yeah, that could have been so different, and I don't know if I can forgive him for that. And of course, if he comes to United, I'll support him. He'll be a red, but I genuinely think a loan deal sounds better because he's just a massive risk. The money that obviously he'll be on as well. Yeah. And how many games is he going to be playing for the money he's going to be on? We don't want another Sanchez, for example. A player's coming in, he's just on a massive wage. He's sitting there, rinsing the club. And his attitude has been questioned in the past. But of course, if he's coming, he wants to join us. He gives us a bit more quality going forwards, then I'm up for it. But a loan, I think, would be the right thing to do.
KG, this is a player who refused to come to the Premier League to join Liverpool in June. Look where Liverpool are compared to where we are. Doesn't seem like he potentially, I could be jumping the gun, but I'm just saying, as I look at the situation, a player who doesn't look like he particularly wants to come to the Premier League, and maybe up pop Manchester United and say, you know what, I tell you what, here's all the money you want, come and be on loan with us.
Do you know what the funny? Hey, back again.
I'm not singing this time.
No, because it's 90% is turning into
90%.
9%. That's why 90 to 9 in 9 seconds.
And you know what's funny? He came at the perfect time because you know how United, all the clubs do it when they say, Liverpool tried, they were unsuccessful. This is a part of a way they do things. So kind of like we got one over with every signing, with Fabinho, whoever. So there is that bit of saying Liverpool wanted him, but now we got him. He was uninterested in Liverpool. He wants to play for us. I think that's something key to mention. Fabrizio retweeting that Christian thing from The Guardian is very important. And there's developments in the Memphis Depay thing.
Does anybody want Dembele? Does anybody here, with the famous five, does anybody want Dembele?
Basically, I'll give you the summary before you just came. Xander said it shows that we're inept and we can't get our first primary targets. But then went on to say, before you carry on the thumbs up, then went on to say, but if you don't get Jadon Sancho, then to get him in on loan and take the gamble, he might stay fit. You never know.
53 games in a year he's missed.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather get Albrighton. I really would rather get Albrighton.
Pissed off.
Me and Flex run about this. What's the point in having a player who plays 4 games when somebody can play 40 games? You've got to get players on the pitch. I don't think people understand how injury prone he is. And I agree with Flex, what Flex said. He doesn't want to be here either. Look, this is what I'd say because I don't want to dominate it, but it's like every bad deal we've done over the last 6 years combined. We've got to pay all his wages. You don't normally have to pay all the wages on a loan deal because we're not paying all of Pereira's wages and we didn't with Sanchez. So we're going to pay all his wages. Sanchez scenario, expensive. We're going to buy an injury-prone player, Falcao. We're going to buy a player who doesn't want to be here, Di Maria. It's like taking every bad deal, and that's the scary thing for me. We need a director of football, and we need to get rid of bloody Woodward. Yeah. It's a joke.
What about, Mark, if we end up with nobody else? So say the situation is Dembele or nobody. Are you still saying no?
He said,
wait, guys, we have to look at we have to look at today's performance, and you're seeing Dan James and stuff.
He's not good enough, man.
Anything is going to be a step up above that.
But Dembele is nobody. Because he's not playing. He's injured. You're just paying 200 grand a week for him to play PS4. He'll go anywhere. FIFA 21's out on Friday. He's like, I don't care. I won't be playing anyway. I'll be on FIFA 21 with my leg up.
I think with the players that are here, I think we can't just take it for granted that you will have a Pogba, you will have a Martial. You might have players that could encourage him to do something. He has talent. Let's say the guy that before he got injured, and the guy that went to Barcelona was a very talented player. You see what I'm saying? And he's lost his way. Who knows that he could come here and literally find his form again? We never know. This is a thing. It's a risk, but we took a risk on Igalo. Yeah, let's take another one.
And the fact that it's only a loan, as well, it's sort of the thing that makes me think it's okay, you know.
But Martial is not Dr. Quinn medicine man, is he? He's a bloody footballer. Unless you've got healing hands, it don't matter whether you're French, Brazilian, whatever. The thing that people aren't understanding is this deal is a bad deal. It's a bad deal. I'd rather have Sarr. I'd rather have Albright. I'd rather have anybody who's fit. No, but he's not going to be fit. Look, you can't listen to me.
Brighton is a Premier League winner.
Listen to me, right? Last November, he got a muscle injury. He was out till February the 2nd. On February the 4th, he did a hamstring injury and was out till August. In the last year, he's been fit for 2 days. Like he's had 2 massive injuries, and Ed Woodward's like, "We'll pay the lot, 200k a week. We'll do it. We'll do it. At least I haven't spent 100 million. Your dividends are safe with me. Yeah. I'm coming for Christmas and Thanksgiving." You know, he's like a bloody brat.
It is like that. Look, I just think it's such a ridiculous gamble to do in our current situation. The gamble doesn't. I think that the risk outweighs the reward for me. Like the proof, there's too much proof inside that pudding.
But don't get me wrong. I want to say that I'm absolutely pro Jadon Sancho. Like, that's the deal that I want to happen. Yeah, but I'm saying, you know, and if it doesn't happen, we put all the blame on the board. You know, you look at the board. As I said, Reguilón was the first target. That didn't happen for whatever reason. We have an inability to sign our first targets on the list, right? And so, you know, if this Jadon Sancho deal doesn't come through, we absolutely look at the board. But for me, I think even if Dembele comes in and he plays no games, we're as good as we are now. I know we're 200 grand down, but it's not my money. It's not my money.
Thank you, Sander. That's right. That's
So
right.
if he does come in for 5 games, that's 5 games hopefully better than we were now. And as I said, it's not my money, so they'll figure out the finances.
5 games? What have we become? You know what? You two at the bottom, we may as well get your Blazers in t-shirts. Ed Woodward and the Blazers are watching this saying, I love these guys. I love these guys. Let's take 10 million out this year in dividends.
We've said his injuries, obviously, his record is bad, but I think his attitude as well has been questioned. And you've got to think, is that the kind of character you want to be bringing into our dressing room right now? Ollie's obviously getting a certain profile of player. It seems like there's a good morale in the club at the minute. And if you bring someone like that in, it could easily turn sour as well. I think that's the risk as well as the injuries.
On that, I think.
Sophie, just on that though, just very quickly, that very important. Is this an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signing? Or is this, I want Sancho, we've got you Dembele? Because based on what you've said there, it doesn't fit what Ollie's done over the last year. So,
no. I think
we can tell that it's not, sorry to jump in, we can tell it's not Ollie signing. Ollie wanted a Gallo. I mean, Ollie wanted Haaland. They got a Gallo.
Have him back.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Ollie wanted Haaland and they got him a Gallo. So once again, Ollie said, I want Sancho, and they get in Dembele. Do you know what I mean? So really and truly, Ollie doesn't have control in this situation. And this is why I told the people before, the army, get ready, unfollow United. I'm behind it. Again,
well, you need to keep that going, KG.
I'm going to keep it going because it
sounds to me like you're going to go, we got Dembele, yay.
No, but don't get it twisted. You need to, because it's bad, because the petty part of my personality is your 90% gang, yeah? And what you're doing right now, I don't know if you're deflecting or just trying to weasel in right now, but
it's self-preservation. Self-preservation
right now, and you have to own that L if it comes.
We are the self-preservation society. No, I'm screwed. You're looking at a dead man. I'm screwed. If this doesn't happen, I'm getting the blame, even though I'm not negotiating. But, that's how the world works.
But the killer is, I want you to be right, though. That's the sad thing about
this. Yeah, me too.
I actually want you to be right. Do you know what I mean? And it sucks, so I'm probably enjoying it now, but come Monday, because let's be honest, guys, you see when they say Liverpool wanted him and keep stressing the fact that Liverpool wanted him, proper super Reds, with their name and when they tell you where they sit in their bio, those guys would be like, he wanted Liverpool, he's come to us, sit down. No.
He was only ever going to be, in fairness to that, look, I can't deny Romano said that Liverpool tried to get him and he said no. But you've got to think, if he said no to Liverpool, he ain't saying yes to us because we're better. He's saying yes to us because Liverpool probably said, we're only paying you half the money. He's only going to come to us for the money. And the second part is, he wasn't going to Liverpool to dislodge Mane or Salah. He was going to Liverpool to sit on the bench. So actually, Romano's doing this story no favours by saying Liverpool wanted him, because some United fans will go, well, Liverpool wanted him. Oh, he's coming to us. He was going to sit on the bench at Liverpool. His injury record for them was worth the risk. He'd have to be a first teamer for us.
Nicole says, a man that can't be motivated by playing with Messi ain't going to be motivated by playing with Paul Pogba or Tony. I'd rather promote an under-23 player than get him. Interesting there. I mean, and that's the thing about, do you just do nothing if you don't get him? And it says Dembele to United would give serious competition to Bailly in terms of the injuries. 100%. I think he would be injured more than Bailly. I like that one. Big up Anish on that one.
Someone sent a picture of his bedroom. Yeah, it was a hospital bed. Hilarious.
John Collins says, simply put, future Windows director of football needed. And I think that's where it is. The sense of direction that we seem to be going in. It looks like it's going in a decent direction. It looks like Solskjaer's trying to.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to listen to what Ollie said, and I'll come back and tell you what he said. He might have said something.
He looks like he's going. Every time he looks like he's going in the right direction, he's trying to reset the foundations of our football club. He's always held back by ineptitude. Like, he's always held back by other people not doing their job. He's got a lot to answer for. Yes, tactics, all of this stuff that people talk about. But like you said there, guys, he wants Jadon Sancho. He wanted.
We saw it under Mourinho as well, mate. We saw it under Mourinho as well.
Exactly.
We've even had players speaking out saying we need signings. Like, it's blatantly obvious. Like, we've had Luke Shaw speaking out. Ollie obviously has openly spoke about it as well.
Donny said it as well, I think.
Yeah, it's obvious. Like, we're screaming out for it, but like you said, it's just ineptitude, isn't it, from the board and the backing. He hasn't had the backing.
I will say there is still time left, and I'm not with Mark in the 90% club. I'm actually in the 50% club. It might happen, it might not. I don't know who am I to say? Do you know what I mean? But I think there's still time left, even though there is, it's little time left. There is still time left, and I think you never know. This might be because Fabrizio Romano is only going to get told information, right? So if that's maybe from the United, then yeah, listen, we're in for him. That could always be United playing a game here and there, and so listen, I think there's still time left, and that Jadon Sancho deal still might happen. I always say it. United knew from early on that it was 120 million euros that Dortmund wanted, right? And there was a very early strong stance in that position. Why would they have been so persistent on that deal without either thinking we can get them down, and if we can't get them down, we'll pay up? So I think there's still movement in that Jadon Sancho deal. I still think it can happen because, as I said, I don't see why United would have persisted with it, knowing that fee. But.
Yeah, and that's a good point because there's a lot of people tonight, even after Romano. There's a Norwegian journalist that, for everything Romano's saying, there are people out there saying, look, United, this is all part of the game. They're still in for Sancho. And Ollie there, I've just watched his interview. He seems far more upbeat. He's like, we're working well. We're working hard to get these deals done. Now, he could be playing a straight face there, but
you always say he's a liar, KG, don't you?
He tells lies, man. Listen, Mark, don't look at Ollie and think he's going to tell you something that you need to hear.
Remember Haaland.
Bro, Ollie is the greatest at just telling the best lies. So we just got to sit back and just wait again, because I honestly feel, that it's not happening, guys.
Sancho is forcing a move, though, as well. You probably not spoke about that.
Yeah, that is there, but
he's got a respiratory condition.
Exactly.
Right, not COVID. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Right, you know me. I'm in this 0% whole thing. There's a lot of banter, but when I saw that he wasn't on the plane, I thought, obviously COVID's going. But when I saw that they gave him a test, it was negative, but he has a respiratory condition. I was thinking, what? I see. Even I thought that sounds dodgy.
Many people have messaged me today
that he can't breathe, like respiratory problem.
I hope he doesn't. I just, but it's quite a serious thing to make up. Sophie, I want to ask you this actually. I said to Mark and I'll ask you as well, Xander. Actually, afterwards, I asked Mark and KG yesterday. I was like, we're all in agreement here that Man United will do something though. Like we're not going to get to the end of the transfer window and we just have only got Van der Beek. Like that's not going to happen, is it, Sophie?
No, I think we still will do. Obviously, Dembele is looking likely, but I think it's more of a case now. It is like a panic buy situation. Obviously, we've gone all in for Sancho. If that doesn't turn out, I can't help feel that Dembele is a bit of a panic option for us. Seems like we've had all our eggs in one basket, and it's just frustrating that we go through this every single window at the minute where there doesn't seem to be a plan or a strategy, like any plan in place of who we're looking at, who we're going to buy. It's almost like Woodward does his scouting on Twitter, like any rumours, and then all of a sudden we get associated with.
I don't think he does that. Yeah. I think it's carrier pigeon, to be honest. I don't think he even knows what Twitter is. Twitter would be a good place, Soph, as you know. We're all on it. You get some good feedback.
Xander, what are you saying? Are you do you think there's any way Man United can really do that thing that actually probably would get them down to about 100 followers on their Twitter account by just not getting anyone else?
Well, do you know what? When no one's talking about as well, how long this Telles deal was dragging out for as well. Like, I know the Sancho deal, and that's a big deal, but that's taken a long time. So we're all focusing on that. Mate, Telles has been going on for weeks now. I've been reporting it on Saturday morning for 4 times in a row. It's ridiculous. What's that? An 18 million euro deal or something like that? What we have
has done 3 shows saying personal terms agreed.
Mate, I keep
He cries every Saturday morning. He says, "Please don't make. I only get one a week. Don't make it be about Telles. You get on there and you talk about Telles, or you're off. You're off."
Honestly, but every week I think, give me something new. Come on, give me something to work off. And it's always, Telles is almost happening, and no one's talking about that. So the board deserve criticism as far as that deal is concerned as well. But listen, my birthday's this Saturday, October the 3rd. The deadline's October the 5th. October the 3rd seems like a lovely little day for the transfer to be brought in. So that's what I'm hoping for, a lovely little birthday present.
Can I just say as well, very quickly, United Arena does a really good account on Twitter, and he's actually come at a very good angle. So however he wants to do it, whether it's on his Twitter or what, let us know, mate. But he said, actually, no one's talking about the fact that Dembele doesn't suit United style of play either, which I don't think anybody's spoken about. So I think that would be really interesting to understand.
We've got a couple more guests coming on in about 5 minutes, Sophie and Xander. I just want to get your thoughts quickly on the game that has just been played, though. We're through to the next round of the cup.
I'll be back.
So he's like a little peeping Tom, just coming from nowhere. So quickly sum up the game tonight and who stood out for you, and do you think there should be any players from this game today starting on Sunday against Spurs?
Mata stood out. Mata was quality today. His involvement in the goals. He's just such an intelligent player. The turn of pace as well, by the way, and Burns. What happened there?
I don't know whether it's just because Burns is so big that he's actually slow, or whether I expected him to be faster because his legs could cover more ground than Matters. I don't know. It was weird, but he outpaced him. Yeah,
Mata, he dusted him, to be honest with you. But yeah, Mata thought was quality. As usual, I think it's similar to the last cup game. We needed our 18 to come on and change the game. Second, Pogba came on and Rashford came on. I thought we sped it up. I thought we were too slow in the first half, moving the ball. I don't think we ever really looked in danger, to be honest, which is obviously different from the weekend. But it was just a bit bland, a bit sideways, a bit passive. Second half, we made the changes and we were much better. But like I say, I think Mata was the standout for the game.
So man of the match for you?
Mata, yeah.
Yeah. Xander, talk me through the game. What do you think?
I agree with everything Sophie said. I think Van der Beek was very good. I like the look of Van der Beek, man. He looks, and actually, when you ask Sophie there, should anyone start on Saturday? That's my shout. I think Van der Beek, every single time he's come on, he just looks like he just got such a football brain. The opposite as to what Daniel James has, I think. He's got such a knack of spatial awareness and he just knows what to do. And how nice was that touch for that Mata goal, man? That was so beautiful. Brilliant. And there was a couple of different things that he did as well. I can't actually.
He done one with Vigalo that didn't quite work out. He went for the 1-2. He plays round the corners very well. And the ball, I like that he does it at the right time. He doesn't try the little flick when it isn't on. He does it when there's space and time to do it.
I think Pogba coming on as well helped him, didn't it? Because obviously he was then able to find the pockets. He had people who were trying to pass forwards as opposed to sideways. Because you saw he was getting so frustrated in the first half. Nobody was passing between the lines. He was finding the gaps, and obviously Brighton defended well. But I think when Pogba came on, it just opened the game up a bit more and it suited him. So I'd be interested to see if we do get to see Van der Beek and Pogba together at some point.
Yeah. One thing I will say is we kind of got a little bit sucked in, because I got a bit of false hope. So, KG, you always say Ollie lies. He never said anything, but it was like, Pogba's playing further forward. I was like, yeah. But then I went, no, Ollie, you're trying to get me here. Because Bruno didn't even get on the bus. So he's straight in. And you left McTominay and Fred on the pitch, who are not going to be on the pitch against Spurs. So let's face it, guys. I reckon he's going to go.
You never know, though.
I hope he doesn't.
Also, I don't want to keep drilling this point week after week, but at the moment, the second games that we're playing are against Luton, against Brighton reserves. You guys are forgetting that we've got Champions League, right? So in the situations where we can leave Bruno, well, maybe not on the bus for the Champions League, but on the bench, give him a bit of a rest. Then you start to mix up, and then you start to play Bruno and Van der Beek together. So Pogba and Van der Beek together. I played Pogba a little bit further forward, and then you start to see the different systems and the different formations and squads really coming to use. At the moment, it all just feels a little bit trivial. Like, you're playing Pogba there. What for? But when it gets to crunch time, we've got I don't know. God forbid we get Bayern Munich, but someone important. Then it will come into use. So at that point, I'm excited to see that happen.
Yeah. Actually, before we bit Bailly though, recovery.
This is what I wanted to say. Bro.
Yeah, go on, KG.
I wanted to. So obviously, I look at the guys in the cheap seats. That's what I call them. Yeah, in the comment section over there. Yeah, they're getting in. They're like, for F's sake, talk about Bailly. They're talking. They're saying that they're saying that my hat looks like a used condom, which is crazy, but that's cool. But let's get into the Bailly conversation. It's mad. Bailly is pretty much now nailed on. He is our best defender. Yeah. Anyone next to him looks decent. They look good playing with Bailly. Do you see what I'm saying? He's played with Maguire. Maguire looks great. He played Lindelof still had little shaky moments, but they just look assured. Bailly, again, I don't know, that's the one good thing, because is Bailly a Mourinho signing? By the way?
He bought him, yeah.
That's probably one good things that he's done, bringing Bailly to the club. Literally, hopefully, again, this guy stays fit, because again, there's true quality there. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go. I'm not going to run too far and say he's better than Koulibaly or nothing like that because we haven't seen enough of Bailly. But again, this is a truly talented player with just injury. But I just it's exciting. It's exciting knowing that we have someone like this. And you say to yourself, if them injuries are done, not to go back to the Dembele point, but who's to say that somebody could be through his injury process and he's ready to play? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We don't know because, again, as much as you lot are talking about Dembele and this, that, and the other, he is young. You know what I mean? You could have made that part of your injury-blighted career done, and it's time to play. Hazard, again, Hazard was not an injury-prone player. He's gone to Real Madrid, hasn't seen Hazard since. Do you know what I mean? So you never know what you're going to get or what you can never tell. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Also, before me and Sophie jump off,
I'm
conscious of it. Me and I just want to quick say, Flex, mine and your predictions are looking nice. Right? How good was that Henderson save? How bloody good was that, man? He looks like a proper keeper, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is staying focused, and I do like that. I'm not gonna lie, I do like that,
bro.
Before we go as well, Delo, what were your thoughts on him?
I just it was just random that he even played, and he looked like a player who was like, "Why am I even playing? What?"
So
my agent's trying to get me out. Like, what?
I think it's harsh though, isn't it? Because he hasn't played for so long, and then to just get dropped in like that, like you say, was random, wasn't it? And maybe he needs to run the games, but it definitely didn't look up to scratch, did it?
Mate, there was one point, it was on the right-hand side. He fizzed the ball in, chest high, absolutely whammed it in. He was expecting Donny van de Beek to chest it and volley it into the back of the net. That's the only thing that could have happened. That was the only thing that could have happened. It was such a poor, but he played so badly.
Yeah, he did.
Anyway.
Listen, Sophie, Xander, big up to yourselves, man. And I'll see you guys Sunday. Spurs, big game.
Yeah. See you guys then.
All right. Take care. Look. The game was poor. The game was poor for large parts.
But
listen, the A team comes on. But before we carry on talking about what's happening, we've got another new guest on the show. Been trying to get him on for a hot minute. Rico, how you doing?
Good on.
All good?
Yeah, good. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you turn your phone to the landscape?
Well,
it should just fill up the whole screen. There you go. Full screen.
Easy for us. You gotta see. Yeah.
There you go.
I'll hold up. What's going on, though, guys?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Good to have you on, man. We've been trying to make it happen for a while. Do you know what? The first thing we were talking about is this Sancho or Dembele situation. I know you're quite opinionated on that situation, man. I mean, what you say? First of all, actually, let me ask you, what club are you in? Are you in this 90% club he's going to come to Man United, or are you with me on the 0%, like he's not going to come?
And me, bro.
And KG.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm on Mark's team, you know. I'm on the 90%. I might be 95, you know. Like
what?
Whoa.
I'm kind of confident. I'm ready.
Why? Why do you think? Why? You've even gone up 5%.
No, do you know what? I'm ready, yeah. I just feel like, obviously, everyone's talking about Dortmund and Man United and whatnot, but everyone's forgetting about Sancho, what he really wants to do. You know what I mean? He's been at Dortmund for 3 years, you know. Like, that's a long time for a kid, what was he, like 17, 18 when he left, to be out of England. And, like, he's been in trouble a lot for coming back to England every weekend or whatever because he loves it as it's his house. He's like, this is all his friends are here, you get me? So I think that's one thing he wants to do. He's seen a lot of players like Trent, Greenwood, all these players that are his age group, blowing up properly because they're playing in the best league in the world, basically, in his country. He wants to do that, you know what I mean? He's not really going to do that in Germany. There's no one really. Look at Gnabry. Gnabry's tearing up Leafs, and no one's shouting him over the roof because he's just in Germany. Maybe if he went Barcelona, they would say something else about him, you know what I mean? But Gnabry's going to be all right because he's a German, you know what I mean? But someone like Sancho, he's going to want a different type of...
Basically like a homing pigeon. He wants to come back to his original roots.
He went to Dortmund for, like, he went to Dortmund for an experiment to test himself, you know what I mean? So he's that type of guy. He wants to test himself. Everyone's saying, why would downgrade to Man United? Even if he feels like we're not going to win the title, he might think in his head, "Right, if I go there and I help them win the title, I'm gonna be a madman. Like, I'm gonna be a legend." Like, so he's that type of guy as well. He didn't go to Dortmund thinking he's gonna win anything. He went to Dortmund trying to help them. So I think there's a big possibility will come in it. It's just up to, obviously, it's up to Woodward and that. It's not us paying the money, but everything's a goal. Like, Dortmund's just holding out right now. If Woodward said, "Yo, here's the money," Sancho's going to say,
do you know what? Right, do you know what? Hold tight, Rob says, "Man like Rico, love that." People have been wanting to see you come on for a while. We've got Junior added to the stream as well. Mark, that's somebody even more 5% more confident than you. I didn't think I could.
Even I'm thinking he's deluded. Not really. I like he's talking out his arse. No. You know what? I am really confident, but the only thing and it's not one of the three things that will make me not confident. The three things that will make me not confident are if Sancho says he's staying, if United sign another right winger, or we hit to our deadline day. But it does worry me a little bit that what Romano said, that we are looking at this Dembele deal, and not because.
Wait, can I cut you there? You see that? You always say, because I watch a lot of your videos, you say if Sancho says he's staying. Name one player in the transfer saga that's been like this, and everyone's saying he's staying, and he hasn't come out once and said, "Listen, this is what I want to do." Not once, not anywhere. What player has ever done that, like, in the history? Like that's what I'm saying. If he wanted to stay, he would have said, "I'm staying." Like, this is everything's long. I'm hearing all the noise. All my friends are talking about it. All my friends are going on the camera. I'm staying. You know what I mean? So that there for me as well is a bit where I cancelled that. But I understand you. But yeah.
But he wants to come to the club. 100%. He wants to come. Ollie wants him to come. We all want him to come. And you hit the nail on the head. The only thing I'm not 90%, the only 10% for me is Ed Woodward. But unfortunately, he's the man who's got the money. So, I still think it's going to happen. I think it'll happen. I think he's forcing the move.
It'd be interesting. Junior, I mean, Junior, do you know what?
100.
We've gone
100%
in here. We've got
ambush, raid.
We've got a full house, 100% in here. I don't know what.
100.
It can only be 100%, if you're Ed Woodward's son, nephew, or cousin.
You know what? I was at Old Trafford in a room next to them.
Yeah, that's it. Well, then I believe you there. You know what I mean? That's the only way.
In March, we knew, right, we was going to sign 2 players in March. It was meant to be Jack Grealish and Jadon Sancho. Jack Grealish stayed up with Villa. He became too expensive, so we got Van der Beek. Because we were never going to spend more than 50 million on Jack Grealish. Jadon Sancho was always going to be signed. We was only going to sign 2 players. We won't even sign that Telles. Telles isn't going to be signed by us. I'm 0%
on Telles and 100% on Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
We've just signed Telles. It's just breaking news. We've signed Telles.
Oh, no way.
Don't. You can't listen to Mark. You can't listen to Mark.
Talk about that deal once. What's his name? Regulon. He scarred me, man. So I'm just staying away from the Telles deal. You know what I mean? Because PSG coming tomorrow and we're finished.
Wait. So you guys understand, and remember, you lot keep saying this. You keep saying the only one we have to trust is Ed Woodward. Are you not well? Are you not feeling good in your mind? So even when Junior came in and said, we was meant to get Grealish and this person, what was the key factor why we didn't get this?
But listen, we know one thing we know about Woodward though. If you don't love us, he loves himself. He's not going to kill himself by not paying for this. This will kill him.
Big-headed. He's going to show you that we can get anybody.
He's going to have to help himself. He might hate us, but he has to sort himself out. Because if he goes, everyone's talking about it. If he goes this window without signing someone, we're in trouble, and he's in trouble.
But I was literally saying that, Junior. What are you saying? I was saying to KG, Mark, and Sophie Zander, and I'll ask Rico as well. Even though he's actually just said it. Like, surely there's no way that Man United can mess this up to the point where actually they don't sign anyone. They're only Van der Beek. Can that happen?
Think about Woodward. He's big-headed. This would be the most embarrassing thing to him if he doesn't sign Jadon Sancho. He will. And he knows it'll come back on him. There's no way he can't sign Jadon Sancho now. No way. All this Dembele is just chat. We're never going to sign Dembele. It's not going to happen.
The scary thing is not even Fulham and teams like that have come out and said, it's COVID, we can't spend. No one else has said it but us. You know, like, that's a bit kind of scary,
I mean,
boy, I don't know.
Mark,
I'm sure.
Mark, are you still look? There's a lot. Basically, no one in here apart from me and KG. Then basically,
you've got your comeuppance now, haven't you? You pick the guests and you've buried yourself.
But there you go. I'm not like you. I won't just pick people who are just going to agree with me. That's fine. I understand that. But
you don't understand the gender.
But I am shocked that everyone is still so confident. Though I feel like I've
you need to start watching Sky Sports. You spend all your day bloody watching Netflix. If you actually got your head in the game, you'd understand.
Think about it. Ed Woodward likes those Galacticos type signings. He likes those kind of signings. And Jadon Sancho's out there, and if he can do it, he will do it. All it is going to lead to the last minute. It's going to make all the fans get on a downer because we've only signed one player. Then we're going to bring in Jadon Sancho, and we're all going to cheer. I told you this is how it's going to be. Yeah. We're not going to sign no more than 2 players. Tellez is not going to be signed. Remember, I told you.
You think that's a big statement, Junior. That even that one looks like it's done. But then it has been going on for
exactly. It's only 12 million. Well, 15 million, 18 million. What is that? When we signed Dan James, that was done quickly.
That is true. Dan James, 15 million from Swansea. They just paid it.
It's done. It's no money. That Tellez deal is no money. If anything, we'll get Tellez when he's free. We won't pay the money for Tellez.
I think maybe because they didn't scout him, you know what I mean? So they're just trying to, maybe because somebody offered, the agents offered him to us, and then we started looking at him.
And the Giggs connection, with the Sancho thing, with the Dan James thing, he just rang up Ollie and was like, he's a really good kid. And Ollie was like, all right, I'll just take it.
Yeah, but he's not good
enough.
So
wait, if because you lot on such a high percentage group, if Sancho doesn't come, Monday transfer window, that it doesn't do what you lot want it to do, are you joining my army of unfollowing Man United? That's all I want to hear from you lot. Because Dembele comes, he's wearing a number 7 shirt. How are you lot feeling? What are we doing right now?
I'll tell you something. If we do sign Jadon Sancho, I'm going to buy the home away and the 30.
and this right here, this right here is the problem.
I can't even get it,
you know what I mean? That's my number 1 player I want. I want to see Sancho at the club, innit? Like, I understand that. And but I understand as well, he's not the only player in the world that can make us better. But I don't want to see my club chase someone, say they're the main target for how many months, give out false alternatives, and then at the end not go for that player or go for someone else.
Exactly.
That's my status on it. You know what I mean? Because we could have gone for someone else that would have, or gone for a couple more players that benefited us a bit more than Sancho at the time. But it should have, if it was a strategy, I could see Ollie and Woodward and that worked on, I'll be with it. You know what I mean? They're not working with anything, so.
Over 60 people. Go on, KG.
Someone in the comment section was like, KG, your butters.
Simple. KG is just he just keeps getting rinsed in the.
I'm dead.
Welcome to the YouTube. Welcome to the YouTube settings, man. I forgot what I was gonna say now. KG just made me lose my whole train of thought. Oh, that's what it was. Mark, I didn't hear you talk about this on your earlier actually. Bailly again today. Recovery pace. Looked
he's
right
the man
alongside Lindelof. Let's open up the conversation. I asked the other again.
3 more games, and we'll be talking about him like we talk about Van Dijk. 3 more games. He just needs a run of games.
Yeah, then game 4 he'll be injured though, won't he? That's the problem.
I'm telling you, it's because he doesn't get enough games while he gets injured. It's like if you park a car in a garage. I'm going to use a Mark type analogy here. You got a nice car, it's fast. You park it up in a garage. You don't drive it for about 3 months. You start it up, it won't start, and then you put it back out again. And that's what's going on with Bailly. You got to give him a run of games, keep him going.
But you know what? On that car analogy, what I would also say about Eric Bailly, you take your car out, and if you just drive it down the road safely, it's fine. But if you drive straight into a wall, you're going to smash it up, and that's what Eric Bailly does. He just can't help himself. Even that tackle, it's like everything into it. His arms, everything.
Everything's right.
Like you said earlier, everybody who plays next to Bailly looks good.
Yeah. He's a brilliant player. I just don't think he can stay fit. I'd love him to stay fit because I think he is the best centre back we got.
Lindelof didn't look good today, though. He still looked shaky.
We didn't look shaky in the centre of defence, though, did we?
We didn't, because we had somebody covering up, doing a different job to Lindelof. You know, we'll normally have Maguire doing the same job, going for the same ball. No one behind him, one-on-one.
I'm not KG. You're not supposed to rinse me, saying I sound like Denzel.
It's a liberty, bro. Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
Denzel from Only Fools and Horses is a Scouser.
Exactly.
Bloody hell.
Oh my god.
Listen.
Actually, on a serious, guys. I'll start with you, Rico. Is there anyone from today's game, not by that you're looking at and going, do you know what? I think they should either be playing more or furthermore they should start against Spurs.
Yeah, definitely. Van de Beek.
How does that happen?
For who? That's what I was gonna say.
How does that happen if he is?
Bruno. Do you know what I was thinking earlier? I love Bruno. Obviously, Bruno's one of my favorite players. Yeah, but without Bruno, there, like I was watching highlights before this match. Yeah, with Pogba. I forgot the games we were playing, but Pogba was playing very high up, like number 10 behind Martial, and he was getting a lot of headers and second balls in the box all the time. And then he come on and he started doing it again, and I was thinking, maybe because Bruno doesn't suit the box, he more suits probably a bit deeper than Pogba. And I could just see maybe Bruno and Van de Beek trying to sort out the position for now, because Pogba needs to be next to the striker, like more.
So you drop Bruno?
I wouldn't drop him, but I would definitely like have that in mind still. But yeah,
he wanted to say it. He wanted to say it.
Mark's left the room.
Mark was like, I like how Mark's acting now. Man left, you know.
Rico went with his opinion, yeah, and then he realized that 16,000 people were watching, and when it actually got put on and said, "So you're John Bruno," he's like, well, I wouldn't, but I would think about it.
I would be fake. He's my favorite player. Like, obviously, other than Martial's and the players out there, I really have faith in Bruno. Even when he lets me down and I'm upset in the last couple of games, I have the most faith in him. You know what I mean? Like, even the other day when Rance was getting on to him, I stuck up for Bruno. Like, no, I had to find out old videos of Rance sticking up for him. Like, no, Bruno's my guy. You know what I mean?
Rico, do you know something? But you're right, yeah? I agree with you. I'd probably look to drop Bruno, but the thing is with Bruno, is that kind of player that at any time, he statistically says he's going to make something happen.
Better.
Statistically, he always makes something happen. It's either a goal or an assist. That's the only problem with dropping Bruno. You know,
I'm not a big fan of Matic, but his defensive positioning is just the best in our team. Everything else is not good. I don't respect, but he's just in the right place at the right time. He knows where to sit.
Romano has tweeted again.
What's he
He
said?
has said that, well, there's a tweet from United Report saying
0% club.
Ousmane Dembele is beginning to have doubts about staying at Barcelona. United continue to try and sign him on loan, plus the option to buy. And then Romano says this is the situation. Negotiations on. United, Barca, and OL involved. I don't know who they are. Different positions, talks ongoing. I mean, it's not,
Leon. Why Leon? Wait, oh shit.
Depay.
It's finished. You lot.
They might do that deal.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, yeah.
The brilliance of this is we're just helping Barcelona out, because I'd rather have fucking Memphis Depay than bloody peg leg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I don't understand. I would, you know, but I wouldn't. But I would. I just don't trust Dembele and his injury record and our squad. So no, not our squad, our club, because I know how.
Hey, wait. Hey, Flex. Ask them the percentages now.
Hey, I don't know why you're laughing. You're just going to get 3 new members of your unfollow gang on Monday.
But this is what I'm saying. I was gonna say this earlier. With like, I'm 95%, and I've heard more bad news than good. I've always heard bad news. Like, it's nothing new to me. So, boy, man,
you lot seriously understand this club.
We're just gonna hear all this bad news, and we're gonna hear Dortmund next set bid. Jadon Sancho doesn't want.
Here's a scenario for you. Here's a scenario for you. What if we signed Jadon Sancho and still got Dembele on loan?
Never.
That would be amazing.
No, he's too injury prone.
And then we see Dan James go to Leeds. Whoa.
And Dan James goes to Leeds. Yeah, what about that one?
Don't try to dream, guys. Don't. It will hurt. It will hurt. It's not worth it. I thought you were the most confident person. I'm the most optimistic. Confident. I do not trust Ed. I don't. And you lot need to understand right now, yeah, the deal is dead. Don't trust Ed. The deal is dead. Oh my days. But anyway, no, seriously. Let's break it down, yeah. This transfer business.
What if Tadar comes?
What? Tadar. Trying to get me out of the stream again, isn't he? I'm just chilling here.
No. That kills me. Nah, you know what? I don't know, man. I don't know. Fabrizio's trying to save himself lately. I know what I mean. Trying to cover his steps a lot lately.
No, but we're leaking the information. You lot have to understand. The club is leaking this information to Fabrizio. They're preparing this. This is not a surprise. The same way Junior said it himself. He said we were chasing Grealish, and then we saw the price of Grealish, and we went for Donny van der Beek. We didn't do excellent scouting. We just saw he's cheaper. I brought him in, and luckily for us, it worked. And once again, we've seen the same thing. Haaland as well. Wanted Haaland, we went to Shanghai. Brought in my Nigerian brother. Yeah, I'm telling you, there is a rubbish.
I was looking at him today, yeah, and I was saying, if I asked any of you lot before, January, and I said to you, pick me 100 strikers in this world you would sign, you lot would pick 2,000 and not mention Igalo.
Exactly.
Like we could go all day and Igalo wouldn't pop up in our mind. How did we think of him?
Exactly. So think of Ed Woodward now. Again, you just said it yourself. There's all these hundreds of strikers that you can mention, and Ed Wood would find the one in China. Do you know how mad that is? In the pandemic, he brought in the man that was in the center of the pandemic, bro. Yeah. So come on
down. Delaney says, Rico, we needed Ed Woodward diss track. So I don't know if you're going to make...
I like this comment here from Gene. He says Dembele is a better player than Sancho. He's injury prone, but he's a better player than Sancho. Right, you know what? I'm a filmmaker, right? I'm gonna make an action film, right? Steve McQueen is a better actor than Leonardo DiCaprio, but Steve McQueen's dead. He can't be in my film. So get Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, people just don't understand this injury record. It's the injury record.
Mark, is he fit now?
Oh,
yeah, he's fit now, I think.
So he's playing.
Yeah.
What if there's no more injuries to come? They're young enough. What if there's no more injuries to come?
Yeah, but we know this. We know this. Ryan Giggs.
We are Manchester United.
Hamstring. He's
we are
23.
Manchester United. We want players, that teams don't want to sell. Sancho. We don't want cast-offs that we're saying, yo, do you want him? Do you need him? No.
Yeah, we want
sometimes. But Rico, sometimes you can get a manager that gets rid of a player that the fans don't think we should get rid of. Remember, Mourinho tried to get rid of Martial.
The fans want Dembele gone. I'll be real, the Barca fans.
Mourinho tried to get rid of Martial.
It was mad.
That would have been crazy.
There are two sides to this because I think there's whichever side you're on, you can make an argument easily because there are players who
Dembele is way better than James, and we tear up a lot of things with him.
That's what I'm saying. If we get him on loan and get Jadon Sancho as well,
gambling with
Sancho,
no we know what we're paying for.
Guys, there's no way we're getting both. Like I think what's actually happening here. Look how
this
much
is a money saving exercise.
100%.
Fuck you, bloody Dembele's a good player. Scratch the surface. It's like a bloody scratch card. This is the lottery win for the Woodward and the Glazers. We've just saved ourselves 90 million. Don't care if he's broke. He's only going to cost us 200 grand a week. We've got dividends at Christmas. We're eating turkey. Yeah, it's a money saving exercise.
I do think we're signing Jadon Sancho. I do think we're signing Jadon Sancho.
Don't do it to yourself, guys. Wait, listen. Wait, Flex. What I need to do at the end of this, check on Mark, because he's going to need you through this. This is going to be a mad time,
It's international break. I'm off on holiday.
I had an argument with a friend. Earlier on at the gym, right? You were saying to me, you lot should have got Bale. I goes, are you mad? Because Bale's better than Jadon Sancho. I says, no, he's not. I said, if you look at Jadon Sancho's stats compared to Bale's stats when he went to Real Madrid, Jadon Sancho's far better. Far better.
Like
better. Jadon Sancho is world class.
From that age, we saw Bale in the Premier League at that age. He wasn't ripe yet. Sancho was ripe already.
Yeah, that's
we're all understand that we're all bricks, because if Dembele comes and bangs in 2 goals, we're all celebrating, fam. This is us, fam. You're gonna be there. I'm telling you, man. Everyone's like, no.
Sit down, Dembele, get in. Mark, you will do that. You will do that.
I don't think I can. I genuinely think this will be the thing that sends me over the edge. I do, because I know what this is, and I don't like being taken the piss out of. And I know what this is from the owners. That's what it is. Right. I can't take this one. I know Ollie wants Sancho. I know Sancho wants to come. I know we want Sancho. They're going to give him a player he doesn't want. He's going to end up with the sack. We're going to end up going round this circle again, and they're going to take dividends. People need to wake up and smell the coffee. This Dembele deal is a joke.
If we don't get Sancho, Mark's video will be it will be better than if we do get Sancho. Oh my God.
I'll probably die halfway through it of some major heart attack or something like that.
Because when we didn't get Fernandes the season before, oh my days, I felt sorry for Wood. I think Mark said the game to Wood was out. They needed him. Look at that. And you're more invested in this Sancho one than Bruno, so I know how it feels. I'm very invested in the Sancho one still, because I know what Sancho will do for us. He will do a lot.
To me, it's the difference between top 4 and going backwards. Yeah. I think that's what
we haven't had a right midfielder in forever, like a literal right midfielder that we want.
We never replaced Ronaldo.
Never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Beckham was our last out and out, because Ronaldo just went everywhere after the first season. You know what I mean? He was up front, left, false 9. So like we haven't had a right winger like for a very long time. I think that's what we need.
I do hope we get him, but I'm not gonna lie, guys. Although I banter and say about this theory, I keep saying it. I don't want to be right, but I'm getting even more concerned now, because in all seriousness, this Dembele talk is actually happening. Like, make no mistake about this. And this is where you actually have to deep it, yeah? I know you guys are still confident on Sancho, but I'm thinking it must be dead then. Like, they are actively trying to get Dembele on a loan. Actively trying to do it. They're saying we don't want to buy him. We don't want obligation to buy. Just let us loan him for a year. That screams to me that actually, right, Jadon, sit tight, man. We're going to have to come back next year, man. And I know Mark says, a lot of people say it's now or never, but even whether it is or it isn't, I think Man United are trying to play that game. And I actually think, I don't know if I'm starting a new club, but there's a high percentage of this Dembele now. This could be a new club.
It's a real club.
I might have a Dembele club.
It's a real club.
It can be both. It can be both, though. It could be a tactic, and it could actually be interest as well at the same time. You could be interested to want to loan this guy, but also a tactic, like I want it to be known as well. So it forces the hand. So if they do say no, not taking 200 million for Sancho, then this deal that we have been putting out public is there, set up. You know what I mean?
Freaks, you got deep this.
Dortmund are gonna see this and be forced, because no matter what we say, we're all listening about Dortmund. Dortmund are not a huge team. They need money. Their squad is rubbish. They're worse than ours. They've got a great forward line. Back forward, goalkeeper, midfield is a mess. You know what they could do with 120 million, especially Dortmund, who can recruit well. Like, for them to give that up would be very, very silly with someone that is not like committed to your club. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, Rico, they know that that somebody else will buy Jadon Sancho next season anyway.
Thank
Jadon Sancho is one of those players that if they don't send him to us now, next season they'll get more money for him anyway, and there'll be other clubs involved. His price won't go down; it'll go up.
If it stays the same or goes worse, what team can afford it?
I'll tell you what I would say on this, just listening in, because everyone's making good points. That, you know, I had to calm down for a couple of minutes there. Is that when I look at this logically,
because he's realizing.
No. I calm myself. I know I lose my temper a lot, but I to bring myself back, I breathe and I get calm and I look at it strategically. And what doesn't make sense to me is that I know we've worked on this deal for 6 months. I know why I'm 90%, and it's a lot of it's not public. I know how close this deal's been for a long time. We are 5 days out from the end of the window. Sancho is forcing the move. United have got the money, and now we're going after Dembele, who doesn't want to come to our club, has got a major injury record, who Barcelona don't want to loan. We can only buy. It doesn't make any sense. But the only thing that plants the seed is what has ever made sense with the Glazers and Ed Woodward. That's the only thing. If this was Sir Alex, I'd say this is a load of bollocks. But
listen,
it doesn't make sense. Dembele doesn't make any sense.
Because of Agalo, I'm shocked. We were doing well. What's his name? Wan-Bissaka, Bruno, even Maguire. These are people that we wanted as fans. But then Igalo kind of made me think, okay, they've got a secret book of players. They will just.
And then try to get Josh King as well.
Yeah, Josh King, like this, they've got a book of players, that they will get to throw in the spot to make up numbers quickly and save money. They have got a little book there, and I'm scared about that book. That's why we need the director right there.
Okay, guys, listen to this. Listen, I'm gonna take you on a journey right now that you need to understand and just really get with it. Yeah. So the club, said that Jadon Sancho. Remember, this is the first thing they ever tried to say, and you got to look and listen to James Cooper and all these people. The club said that Sancho was asking for too much money. Don't forget that. They said the agency stuff, and this is when Fabrizio was like a deal was agreed. Yeah, the club have always had a certain amount of money that they've wanted to spend on Jadon. Yeah, and they thought the COVID negotiation was going to happen. It's not. Yeah, so since this happened, they realized that wasn't going to work. Fabrizio's name was too strong that they now had to say a deal's been agreed. They had to. So now it takes away, because they did that with Haaland. They said agent was asking for too much. You know what our fans are like. We're like, they want too much money. We don't want him. Do you know what I mean? That's what we usually do. Now they lost that play. You had all the Mandem because Sancho's connected to the Mandem. You know what I mean? All like the Paneros and whoever saying, look, he desperately wants to come. So that can't wash with the United fans. So now they said, you know what, we're going to try again. But they started talking this alternative talk. Yeah, they've been leaking that bit by bit. Alternatives. The first alternative was Tadar Sarr, which we were all pissed about. Sarr and Brooks. Now they was hoping, they was like, okay, you guys are going to be upset about this. So let's just put this in and let's just see what happens. And then we might just level it up to a Dembele. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what's happened. So now the deal is building up. Yeah, you got. I hope you're with me.
Manipulation of the fan base, you're saying.
There you go. It's been building up. And what do you see tonight? Guaranteed talks. The Liverpool stuff. You guys, I'm telling you, this alternative has always been in the works. They knew that they was going to walk away because deep down, United only want to spend 90 mil. That's it. They're not going over 100. They refuse. So we're the little Muppets sitting here, and we have to understand this is what the club's always planned to do. A club that will try to
you see all of that Twitter war with Dortmund, that all started from Fabrizio, you know. Like all of that internet stuff started from Fabrizio. And I think he got in trouble because he stopped from that day he said it was in advanced talks and that he stopped talking about it until he's repeating himself now. He's not really giving out new information, you know what I mean? He might give out new information like on his podcast and that, but in tweets, he won't give out new information unless it's concrete, you know what I mean? And I think he got in trouble that time. And that's why Dortmund started saying deadline.
That did happen in terms of Man United going. I know they never said his name directly, but what the brief was coming out was that Manchester United are becoming very frustrated.
That was from him. Yeah,
no, I mean,
he was saying they agreed talks and they agreed personal terms and they didn't want no one to know. You know what I mean? And they know everyone believes him. If it was anyone else saying that, they would have come out. But because it was Fabrizio, he came out and said, no, not agreed, not agreed. And then he came out again and said, listen, it's agreed. Like, he didn't want to say it for months. And then he came out on his podcast like, listen, like, millions of people get onto me. It's agreed. I'm not changing my story. Then James Cooper came out and said, all right, listen, it's agreed. It's agreed, but the money's too much. You know what I mean? So he's controlling it. And because he's putting out little stuff, don't listen to him. I think his job's at stake. Man United's a big club. If they get hold of him saying, listen, stop leaking our stuff like this, he's got a hold of his mouth.
How about, right, this for you? Man United wanted to be in control of when they released the Jadon Sancho signing. They wanted to be in control of that all the time.
Everything.
Exactly. So when Fabrizio, so when Fabrizio's letting all these things out, they have to put a dampener on it. They have to. Even the Dembele signing is to put a dampener on it.
And look, they're not going to come out. They're not going to come out.
Jadon Sancho.
Listen, 0% club. Yeah, I want you to wait now. Let's see if they come out and say, no, we haven't done that with Dembele. They're going to leave the Dembele one to settle and settle and settle. Don't worry, 100% club soon come. I want
100% now. It was 95% before.
It's actually getting bad now because I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to do something I said I wouldn't do, which is be like, total zero. I need to stop doing it. And because it's not, because realistically,
let me tell you what Dortmund messed up.
But all you're doing is you're like at the funeral of your granddad, right? And you're dancing, going, "Yeah, I told you." Like, this is not good news. This is bad news.
No, but do you know what? Yeah, it's not.
Let me ask you a question. You're a football man, yeah. So you play for your Sunday league team, yeah. You've got a Sunday boring cup final coming, but you've got a sniffling cold and a sore throat. And you got a cup final against the best team in your area. Are you gonna stop now because you got a sore throat and I'm blocked nose? So cup final, you ain't winning no trophies.
I'll tell you this: if I had a sore throat and a cold, I would remove myself from the thing anyway and self-isolate because that is the guidelines.
But Reeks,
he's negative. He's negative. He's good. They know he's good.
Okay, Reeks, just imagine that same scenario, yeah. But Ed Wood was your dad. You ain't paid for your kit. You're probably getting your kit in add-ons, bruv. You'll get your shorts. You'll get your shorts a bit later. You'll be getting I
gotta be honest. My percentage has dropped. Right, my percentage has dropped. It's now at 89%.
What has happened?
The way he was riding ride or die with the 90%. For you to even drop
90%, really, I'm only pissing about. It's 90% because realistically, you can spin this however you want. Because what if United want to build the excitement up a bit? You know, everyone's thinking it's going to happen. What if they're doing this to build the excitement? So we go, wow, you know. I mean, realistically, they can afford Dembele and Sancho. I don't think that will happen. But there's a lot of news coming out. I was looking at it. There's a lot of news talking about Dembele. This is being pushed. It's properly being pushed. And it is going to be the worst deal we've ever done. This is the end of Manchester United. This is the worst deal we've ever done. If they don't get Sancho and they get Dembele, forget about it. This club's finished. I would never die, bro. Because you never know. He could miraculously be fit and have a set. It don't work like that, mate. Look at his injury record. It doesn't work like that.
Through this whole saga, I hate Dortmund. And Dortmund are going to eat some money off this deal as well. They're going to get some money from buying Dembele and keep Sancho. Oh, no. We can't let it happen.
You know what, guys? As soon as they put Sancho doing modelling photos saying, what did they say? Just not just how you like it. They put a caption under him and he was just smiling. From that day, that was about a month and a half ago now. From that day there, and then Witsel done his interview. Then Haaland done an interview. Now Royce has done one. Then the CEO was doing one. I was like, I felt personally attacked. I was like, you are mugging me off. You Dortmund, it's a personal. So I was like, I'm not believe it.
Not Jadon though. Like they're putting up stuff like 100th game celebration and that, and he's not even liking or retweeting it or nothing. You don't care. I'll be mad if that man done that to me. I can't like my thing and say, yo, thank you, my club. He's not leaving nothing. His whole TL is just full of other football stuff. Nothing to do with Dortmund. Like, he doesn't care.
Are you not really gonna override that monologue that I gave you about what the club's doing? Do you just
No.
pretend that?
Woodward's a scary guy. He's a scary guy. I can't have a lot of faith on the Woodward, but it is what it is. I'm having faith in the scenario. You know what I mean? Now,
What do you reckon on the?
It took me a long time to even believe we was in for Sancho. For like 2 months, I was just ignoring it. Like, no way would we even try to sign Sancho. He's too good for us. But like, Woodward's not that smart. And then now it's full concrete. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now I'm in. Like, you can't get me out. Nah.
I feel for you, man. What do you think about Sunday? We got Mourinho. You lot think we're gonna win though? What's going on? What are you lot saying?
We'll beat Tottenham.
We can still.
We'll beat Tottenham. Mourinho's gonna stink the place out playing defensive football, and that's into our hands.
Don't overthink it. If Ollie don't try and overdo it with tactics and we'll whack them, but
we'll smash them. Yeah,
we have to. He's been talking. Jose's been talking on Ollie's name and trying to, you know what I mean, living rent free.
As long as Ollie plays Bay at the back, we'll be fine.
He's not gonna do that.
He better do it.
Well, we're dead then. We're dead then. If you play Lindelof and Maguire, we're dead.
Well, he's done it every time, hasn't he? To be fair,
look what that what's the right winger from Holland? Look what he did to Maguire last time. Bergwijn. Oh my God! If you play, you're gonna have Bergwijn and Son. You're gonna need pace at the back.
Son's injured. He's got
Mora. Mora's quicker.
Yeah.
Mora's quicker. You're gonna need play at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Mora's gonna give Lindelof a lot of problems. Lindelof's too scared, man. Doesn't like to get close.
Who would you play, Lindelof or Maguire?
Maguire.
Hey, wait. How they calling Dembele? Dembulance.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Sky called him Osama.
I'm damn nabbing that. I'm on Twitter.
Comment section, you lot are wicked, you know. The free man in the comment section. I'm always watching you, man.
Dembele is funny still.
Guys, before we wrap up, 17,000 people watching. That is dope, man. Pre-match, post-match discussion. It's great content. It's great stuff. We're getting different thoughts.
Next time as well, I'll sort out this was a quick thing, so I'm all hands free on my. Forget me, don't get. I get a laptop.
Use in the studio mic, man. When you're making tracks and that,
I'm gonna come up, man. I'm gonna get on my YouTube stuff still. I'll come on the channel again and give some proper content.
Okay, I love that. Before you lot go, before we wrap up, Junior, who was your man in the match of tonight's game?
Can I have two?
No.
I'll have to give it one matter. Just about. Bay was my other choice, but one matter. It was his sort of game, wasn't it? He had time on the ball, and he didn't have to do much running because he was playing in the centre, just quickly popping it off to people who was making themselves available. So, yeah, I'll give it one matter. But Bay was class at the back. Yeah, Bay was good at the back.
Rico, what are you saying? Who was your man in the match and why?
Yeah, other than them two, obviously I could just go with them two. Other than them two, Henderson.
Henderson as well, yeah.
You know what? The save
he had nothing to do to the 66 minutes.
And you know what I mean? De Gea, he scares me at his near post, and them there ones there.
Here we go, Mark. Start boiling again. He's bubbling.
How about that?
I don't bloody get it. De Gea, Henderson.
He had his time.
Listen, Mark, I need a one-on-one show with you because me.
I'll walk out after a minute.
I believe you. I listen to you, and I know you know United inside out. But you and who? What? I sure got your nudes or something. What's wrong of yours?
Shaw's good, man.
He's a good left back.
Shaw's good. Shaw's good.
I don't know what Shaw's got.
Who's better than Shaw? You name me a left back better than Luke Shaw.
Left backs in the world.
Name me one in the Premier League.
Oh, bro, like, we can go all day, man.
Go all day. Go all day.
I want to see. Go on, Reese. You're in the position.
Robertson's better than him.
One.
Yeah?
One.
I think Tierney's better than him.
He's an Arsenal fan. I knew it.
I'm not having that one.
Wait.
I'm not having that one.
Wait, hold on. Let Reese go on.
This is carnage.
Dini's better than him. What's his name? Dini from Everton's better than him.
Luca Dini.
Yeah.
He's all right.
He's good.
You got
Luke Shaw.
That's
two. I'll give you two.
Listen, you're making me just my own players, yeah? Listen, go click on, Luke Shaw highlights, of him. Of all these highlights of 10 minutes, I've just seen him running back towards his own goal, tackling last minute, kicking the ball up to the stands.
Wait, Rico, you're getting all day. You only got two, bro. Keep going.
I'll go now. Let's go.
Okay, I'm calling time.
Listen, I love all my Man United players, innit? But I want my team to do better, bro. I want it, innit?
I hear you.
He's not shit, but we can improve. We can always improve. There's better players out there. You get me?
I agree with that. I agree with you.
Like, I'm not gonna come and say he's one of my best.
Rico, one question quickly. Do you think it's a confidence thing with Luke Shaw? Because remember when he used to play with Memphis Depay on that left-hand side?
It is, because
he was
my
rookie.
frustration with Luke Shaw is, he's not courageous. Like, he's not.
Well, he was at Southampton.
But
So
he's
he
not
got it in him.
That's a big problem. Like, forget, everyone can have talent and whatnot. If you're not brave at everything and willing to drive all the time and run up and down the field.
Could it be a mental thing with that leg break? He was a very attacking fullback, wasn't he? And he used to drive into the box.
He was athletic at Southampton, but right now, for me, he just seems too like see with Shaw, we would say he's had a good game because he's defended well, he's cleared up well and whatnot. But look at these left backs nowadays that are contributing to the team's victories and pushing teams forward and making things happen along from left back. Like, you know what I mean? Left backs they're actually attacking players now. You know what I mean? And if you can't do that, Wan-Bissaka's getting it now. I love him, but he's gonna get it if he can't up it and contribute more. We're gonna give him the same stick, and I think he's one of the best at his position. But I
think at the moment Ethan Laird should be pushing Wan-Bissaka. I don't understand why he's not on the bench. Ethan Laird's quality at right back.
Not sure about that yet.
He sounds good, but again, I ain't seen him play, bro. So I could lie and tell you.
You're going to pretend you've seen him. That's what you do.
I ain't seen him, bro.
I think he's exactly what we need at right back. Ethan Laird is exactly what we need at right back. From what I've seen of him playing for the under-23s, he's proper. He does proper. Right back. He's ready.
One thing is, we can't sit here and say Shaw's great, and how many England managers hasn't picked him to play week in week? Like,
but Mourinho gave him some serious.
All right, wait, but Reeks, how many managers have picked Martial to start for France?
But England don't have good.
Stop smoking, bro. Stop smoking weed. Stop smoking weed.
They brought Ashley Young to the World Cup.
Listen,
they brought
Reeks,
Ashley Young to the World Cup and left Shaw.
Can I just say as well, we got to go because Ricky's fan cam's just gone up. Big shout out to all the guests. Big shout out to all the guests. Remember, we do this after every game now. And also, tomorrow is going to be, I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. This is bad or it's great.
Listen, on Sunday, what is it? Sunday we're playing Tottenham.
Yeah.
Front three is Rashford, Martial, Sancho.
Oh my God.
Hey, lock it off. I'm getting.
Get him out. He's gone. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We are out of here. Laters.
Peace. Look at Mark's face.